What is up? It is Paris Tempted, Paris TTNPPED, TTNPPED, and it is officially, like a little bit over a week before my move-in date, and I'm so fucking excited, y'all. The videos that are coming to this channel is anyway, so now that I'm back in my health, I'm excited. I want to do these videos again. I'm ready to give y'all parts of me again. I want to come back with a banger, which is navigating intimacy when you're trans, because that is something that we all kind of suffer through in silence. I don't know why we do, because everyone's suffering through it. You know, I feel like the cis community just decides to do what everybody else is doing. But as a person that is, you know, my body is my temple. Me transitioning, everything that's going on within and outside of me is my personal fucking business. And when I decide to date or open myself up to people, it's like, you know, I'm not just like, when you're a lesbian or when you're just gay, I feel like people know what they're going to get into the bed with. But when you're trans, it's this thing where, depending on what stage you are, it just all just depends. And people's reaction, there's so many aspects to it that we don't discuss. Now, I started dating when I was in middle school. I started dating when I was in elementary. I was just that fast-ass kid that was like, I had boyfriends and girlfriends. I was a hustler. I was grinding, literally. I'm playing. So I started dating young, and I feel like because of that, it wasn't really dating. It didn't even last. It was like one day we're dating, next day I'm like, I don't want you anymore. You know, it was kid dating. It was adorable. But once I got into middle school, I had my first girlfriend kind of leading into high school. So that summer, she hit me up, we started dating, and I went over her house. Now, this is when I knew I was kind of like, you know, very interested into the trans community, starting to see myself as me, finally, and, you know, feeling comfortable in what I wanted. But the best way for people to understand me was as a lesbian. So I was dating this girl. She's bisexual, I'm a lesbian, and I go over her house. Oh, my God. And her mom, first of all, her mom picked me up. Her mom picked me up in the whole ride there. She's like, at this point, so I'm going to just tell y'all what I did to try to look like a regular straight woman. Is I straightened my hair after I just shaved off my sides. And I like put it in these back braids because I wanted, maybe this will help me look straight. And her mom won't question. I sit in that car. Her mom is like, does your mom let you look like this? And looking back, like, I didn't notice how much my mom did allow me to just be weird. Like, she would only judge me when people judge me. And it sucks that was, like, our dynamic, because I do feel like we would have been closer if she didn't care what people thought about me. You know, I wanted to share me with her, but we never got to that point, and I don't talk to her, unfortunately. So now I have a mother wound. But, my mom used to let me just be weird. She just let me, because she thinks she just gave up. She's like, I'm just a weird kid. So I straightened my hair. I just dyed it. I looked fucking crazy. I looked like the dude off of Avatar. What's Katara's brother's name? Yeah, him. And her mom's judging me. So now I'm like, holy shit. Like, I never noticed I looked like this to people. Like, am I that ugly? Like, fuck. So I get over her house and we're dating, and, you know, we were cuddling, it wasn't nothing too crazy, but it was my first time kind of seeing the world I would live in if I was a lesbian, and I was completely uncomfortable. I was like, you know, she wanted to see my chest. I'm like, girl, these sandbags, like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It was really hard for me to accept myself, because I was starting to see, like, what I was desired for, and that was something that I didn't even like. It was like, whoa. Fast forward, I'm starting to meet other studs. You know, I'm meeting other studs, and my girlfriend's not comparing me to all these other studs. And she's like, you're not masculine enough. Like, you know, I don't think I want you. Like, she didn't say all that, but it felt like she was saying that. And we ended up dating until she cheated on me and all that weird shit. But that was my first kind of introduction into intimacy. And if you want to hear more about my relationship stories, comment down below. Now, my second girlfriend I met when I was in a musical. You know, I wanted her bad as hell. You know, I was like, damn, she got a fat ass. Everything. I need this. She was like, you're literally a girl. Like, I don't like you like that. But I do think she liked the attention. You know, we would text every day. We would be on the phone for hours. And after a while, she was like, you know what? I like your vibe. Let's do it. So we started, you know, kissing in the bathroom, being bad as fuck, being fresh. And this was my first time kind of, and keep in mind, I'm kissing her in my in my freshman year of high school, I was Miss Hannigan for the play. So I'm kissing this girl in the bathroom with my Miss Hannigan outfit on. Like, she was just accepting me at this point. And it was my first time being accepted for just... She didn't care about who I was on the outside, because she could tell that I was very confident in myself and I had this vision that no one else could see. So we're dating, and her mom was the first mother I met that would let me over her house, and she let her over my house. My dad would buy his food. It was my first real relationship and kind of seeing the role I wanted to play in the future, and I loved it, you know. Unfortunately, we didn't last because, you know, people change. But she allowed me to be experimental. She allowed me to experiment with what I wanted to look. Experiment with, you know, binding and all that other good shit. You know, she didn't care. She was honestly intrigued. Like, oh, like, that's kind of, you know, like, she wanted to know. And that is what my point is. You got to get with somebody that doesn't give a fuck. That really wants you for you. That sees beyond whatever's on the outside. Now I'm a sexy motherfucker. The younger I was, the more open I was to experimenting. And it's weird because the older I got and the more I was questioned, the more uncomfortable I was becoming. It was almost like no one gave a fuck until I gave a fuck. And, you know, we do create our reality. And if y'all are open to my spirituality, comment down below, get into the spirituality. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that we create a reality because I watched it. I watched the less confident I became. When I was younger, bro, I was bagging tall models. They was hitting me up like, ooh, like, and I was so shy. And it's because I didn't know if they would accept me for me. I didn't know who to be. I was so confused because I was gaining awareness. The less aware I was, the more I didn't give a fuck. And it's kind of sad to, you know, understand that that's how I became. And it made me afraid of intimacy. One time this fine-ass model was like, yo, come to my dorm. Bro, I came to her dorm. I was scared as shit. First of all, I was like, I've never been with somebody taller than me. I don't know what to do. Bruh. And it wasn't even that. Bruh. She was shyer than me. And I'm over here, bruh, looking back like, bro, are you dead ass? But that was just... Actually, no, the second time around I wasn't shy. But... because I was afraid of that conversation. This is what I want, and this is what I need, and this is what I desire, this is what I don't want, this is my boundary. Because I was afraid of having that conversation and making it because I was afraid of just not making it just not a big deal, it became a big deal to only me. And it only affected me. People get started, I was just flattening the flies away at that point because I was missing out on every opportunity because of fear. You gotta let your partner know who you are. And if you... It's like one of those things where dating and that closeness, that intimacy is all about just comfortability and boundary, taking off your mask, taking away the boundaries and realizing I want this person and I don't care, you know, I want to do what I want. And it's just one of those things where, how do I say this? It's like you got to be with somebody that you're okay with taking off the boundaries, because if you have too many boundaries, I mean, unless it's like you're absolutely not. If you are afraid of intimacy, you're not gonna get it. You're gonna have this robotic, no touchy, no feely, no nothing, no fun. And we're young, bro. I'm young as hell. I'm like, I should be a slut. Look at this damn good. I'm only gonna be this young once. You know what I mean? I might get reincarnated, but not this. It won't be the same. Like, you know, I don't know. But it's just, I had to understand that. And intimacy is really just about understanding your limits and then being open to sharing yourself. Be that closeness, that cuddling, that holding your hand, that kissing, all that sexual, sexy shit. It's just all about realizing that behind closed doors, you don't have to put that wall up. And if you feel like you have to, cut the fucking cord. I dated this one person that knew a lot about the trans community. LGBT plus as hell, I thought. But she was judging me. She was worried about my hairline. I'm like, she's like, are you balding? And she didn't think my beard was real. And like, you know, she was examining me looking for a flaw. And that was making me aware. Like, I'm like, bro, I thought I wasn't flawed, but you're like, I was afraid to be intimate with her because every time we get to the intimacy, like, she gets me there, oh my God, you're thinking about it. Like, it was weird. I'm like, you are a weird person. And because I didn't understand that she was the weird one, I put it all on me. But I also did this other person that didn't give a fuck. She was like, ooh, you're trans? Like, let me find out what the fuck that means. That girl was on me like candy. And it's just like, that confusion, because I didn't have clear boundaries and what I wanted, it made my life hell. And it made me shy, and it made me close up over time, the sexier I was getting, which is crazy. You can't assume what they're going to think. You can't. Tell them you're trans. Tell them you're LGBT plus, and be like, I want you. That's what my younger self did, bruh. And I was bagging them all. It was blah 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 blah. And I know, don't tell me. I mean, I used to go, maybe it's because we were all just young and dumb. No, it was because at that point we were all young and naive, and we didn't care. We grew up and we still don't care, but when we meet somebody that does, it matters. If I make it matter, then it matters. Even though, it's not no one else's job to convince you that it doesn't. You tell them what you want. You say don't say I want to get intimate with you, but when y'all are laid up and when y'all about to get into, the business or get, do that cuddling and shit, is do it. Do it. Have those conversations. And if you're not ready to have it, don't be doing it. I'm learning that. If you're not ready to have it, don't do it. And that's what I did. The more I was realizing that I was becoming closed off and shy and in my head, the more I was like, let me just chill. Maybe I'm not ready yet. Now that I'm actually becoming who I actually want to be, maybe I need to be myself for a while. Figure out what I want. Figure out my desires. I hate to say it, when you're trans, you shouldn't be slutting around. Because then that means you're letting yourself, you're giving more to people than they deserve. If they're one night stands, what the fuck? If they're LGBT plus and they don't give a fuck, that's different. But if you don't know, and I think you have to go through those stages with them. Because when you're doing that one night stand shit with people, you are really giving them more. And I think the cis community got to see sex the same way, but they don't, because everything is predictable. They know each other's parts. They know everything. But when it's not as predictable, and when you are a part of a different demographic, you gotta be more. You gotta treat your body like a temple. Your body is your trophy. Even if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn that it is your temple, and you shouldn't be sharing with people that you don't even know how they feel about you. You gotta find someone who's open. Really open. Not curious. Open. Curiosity killed the fucking cat. And when I say curiosity, it'll kill you. Someone else's curiosity will kill you. Because they're curious, it may lead to a bad reaction. But if they're actually open, very attracted, yes, I want that. Bruh, that kind of curiosity licks the cat. Okay, anyways. But it's just one of those things where I'm just learning that. I'm learning that openness is important. When I was in high school, when I was in college, I had this very fine wine friend that wanted me. I think I told the story before, and unfortunately I was in a relationship with someone else. But this is the first person I ever wanted that wanted me more than I wanted them. And they were attracted to me because of who I was. Not because I'm trans, but because I was this open book. And I was trans. And I could sing. They wanted me because I made them also feel confident within themselves. Now, I'm against a different subject with that, because sometimes I'm like, some people want you because you want them. Be careful with that. I don't know. It's a confusing thing, and then it gets all weird and construed. But having someone that didn't care, that was very open and very attracted to me, that is what you should be wanting. Someone that doesn't give a fuck. And people say it's hard to find. It's only hard to find because you're not looking for it. You're looking for what you don't want, which is judgment. This world, there's so many open people. Oh my God, they're everywhere, but they're also hiding in the fucking trees. So it's a little confusing, but they are everywhere. And it's like when you go to a store. Not a store is a bad example. When you go to the mall or you go somewhere and you see that fine person, you're that curious person. Oh, who that? You're that. You've done it. It happens. But when they look at you, you be. That is what we do as people. We're fucking weird. So you have to be open to, first of all, you gotta be your microphone. You're the trans one. You're the LGBT plus one. This is up to you. And if you're not ready, don't do it. Now, trans women, I always go damn. But there's a large community of men, large community of women that want y'all. It's just a matter of finding them. They're in the clubs. They're in the LGBT plus events. They're on TikTok. Oh, Lord, they're on TikTok. And TikTok people are just regular people. Text them. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning they're everywhere, but they're not everywhere, but they're everywhere. There's a lot more than you think. We have this mindset, oh my God, I'm LGBT plus, oh my God, I'm trans, no one's gonna ever want me. No. You just haven't found the ones that want you. You know what I'm saying? There are people, I literally know somebody that found his girlfriend on a vegan website. A vegan dating app. What? I never in my life knew that there was a vegan, bro. I'm gonna say that again. A vegan dating app. Vegan. Just for vegans. That's all they have in common is that they like to not eat meat. I'm like, bruh, what? Another one of my friends. Well, he's like an acquaintance. He found his girlfriend on a dating app or something, or like a gaming app, where they were just gaming and they fell in love, and now they're fucking in a house together, happily ever after. They're out there, y'all. The cis people are finding their ways. They are finding ways to find what they want. We gotta be that determined for that intimacy. Find people that make us feel that click when we look into, you know what I'm saying? No judgment, no questions. They want you, you want them, done. And it's very possible. Don't get in your head about it. It's not. That's not true. That's not true. I promise y'all it's not true. Now, one weird thing about intimacy that I used to be afraid of was people talking about the intimacy. And I think it was because that one girl I dated that was like looking at my hairline and all that weird shit because she knew a lot about the trans community because at one point she thought she was trans. Because of her, and we all knew a mutual person, I was afraid of like, I don't know. I was just because like I had a friend that wanted to know everything about me. What's in your pants? How big is your dick? All this crazy shit. And I was afraid that if I fuck her now, she gonna go and tell him. And I mean, I don't know what that was gonna mean, but in my mind, I was like, I don't want to be talked about. Y'all, we're trans. We are a phenomenon. You just gotta get with somebody that's private, someone that's not gonna spill your business. Maybe someone that doesn't know who you know. Because that fear held me back. I don't know if you have that same fear, but I was like, I do not want to be in a conversation behind closed doors where I cannot even hear it. You know, I don't want people to know more about me than I know about them. I don't want people knowing about my intimacy and how I get intimate and how I be fucking. You know what I'm saying? I don't want everybody to know all that shit. I don't want to be the one to talk about it. Me. I want to be the one. That's how I do the juju. I want to be the one. I want to tell my own business. Me. And I feel like because of that, because of all that, you know, it was really hard for me to get comfortable with any fucking body. And it sucked. That really sucked, y'all. All that overthinking really held me back from being the slut I wanted to be. You have to love you first. Love you first, y'all. You gotta think you're fine and sexy, and you gotta act like being trans don't fucking matter. Because if you feel that way, when you go to somebody else, it won't matter. When I was trying to get with that girl, you know, it was one of those things where, yes, I was like, oh my God, it matters. But to her, I was like, baby girl, you know the shit I can do to you? And she was like, oh, what you gonna do to me? People love confidence. Confidence outweighs all that shit. And don't be afraid to change your mind. Don't be afraid to have certain things you're open with, and then you're like, no. Don't be afraid to experiment. If you want to date one person, do whatever the fuck you want to do to find out who the fuck you are. Safe sex, guys. But it's just like, I'm learning that. I'm learning that it is important to know who you are, set them boundaries, change your mind, experiment. Don't be afraid to explore. You know, the world is your oyster if you let it be. Also understand your mind is conditioned. We are conditioned to think we're weird because we're trans, because we don't have all these other examples. Y'all, this is so fucking normal. Don't get in your head about it. Don't overthink it, y'all. This is just your way of expressing yourself. And you gotta find someone that will want you in the moments, who will find you sexy as fuck, no matter what. I know cis women that have dated trans women. It's happening. They're in a lesbian relationship. Trans men dating cis men. Trans men dating they thems. Don't put yourself in a box. Be who the fuck you want to be. Be who you are for your bride. And don't put yourself back in the closet. Don't do what I did for a while, which is be afraid to be trans out loud. What the fuck? All this fine, just man meat to waste. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't be me. Be who I am now, which is aware that I am the prize. I'm the trophy, and I get what I want. Say that. Put that in the comments. I get what I want. If I want it, I'ma get it. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want me, they're lost. Oh, you're trans. Well, and well, I don't know what to say back. Well, my bad. Wrong message. My bad. You don't understand me, and that's okay. I'm gonna find me somebody that will. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know how the hell you're gonna find it, you're gonna find it. Declare it, y'all. You have to set the tone so that the universe can work with you. I promise you it will. But that's the video, y'all. Ooh, I love this video. This is the video When I tell you, when I do these videos, it really feels good. It's like this dopamine. It feels amazing because I feel like I'm rehearing how I think out loud. I'm understanding my own mind through these videos. So thank you, and I will see y'all soon.